Have you ever wondered why, as we age, we start to feel like we're losing our sense of value and purpose in life? Why do the changes in our physical appearance and the slowing down of our bodies sometimes lead us to feel invisible? Do you feel that way sometimes? And if so, why is that? Welcome to Stillness Unfolded. Today, we're diving into a very intriguing and meaningful topic about maintaining your self-worth and dignity as you age. In this video, I'll be sharing insights on how you can still feel needed, connected, and valuable, even as you grow older. Together, we'll explore how to nurture emotional connections, keep your body active, and stimulate your mind to ensure you never lose your sense of purpose. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more valuable content. Feel free to leave your thoughts and feedback in the comments below, so we can continue growing and bringing quality content to our community. Reminder, this video contains a lot of important information, so be sure to watch until the end to get the full picture. 1. Embracing a purposeful routine. As we age, it's common to feel as though the rhythm of life slows down, and the routines we once held dear no longer carry the same meaning. With time, the familiar tasks that once gave us structure and purpose can start to feel monotonous, leaving us to ask, what now? The key to maintaining peace in our later years lies in embracing a purposeful routine. But what does that truly mean? A routine with intention isn't about filling every moment with tasks or chasing after big accomplishments. Instead, it's about the small, mindful actions that bring focus and clarity to our days. The purpose isn't to overwhelm ourselves with an exhausting schedule, but to create a gentle framework that grounds us in the present moment. These actions can be as simple as tending to your garden, savoring a cup of tea in the morning, or reading a chapter from a book before bed. These moments, though seemingly small, help create structure and bring a sense of purpose to our everyday lives. From a Buddhist perspective, life is often understood as a collection of fleeting moments. The Buddha emphasized mindfulness, the art of being present in each action, no matter how small or mundane. He taught that true peace arises when we stop rushing through our daily tasks and instead bring full awareness to the present. When we approach our routines with intention, we are practicing mindfulness, and this mindfulness naturally brings a sense of calm and fulfillment. Every moment becomes an opportunity to experience life more deeply and meaningfully. Reflecting on my own life, I've found that adding small, intentional actions to my day has made all the difference. There have been times when I've felt like there was nothing left to accomplish, and yet, through simple daily rituals, I found a renewed sense of accomplishment and contentment. For example, making a habit of organizing a drawer or setting aside a few minutes each morning for stretching might seem insignificant, but these small acts of order help create a sense of control and purpose. It's not about how much we do, but how intentionally we engage with each task. Even something as simple as taking time to truly enjoy a meal or sitting quietly with your thoughts can make a profound difference. In the Buddhist tradition, there is a practice of savoring each moment. By slowing down and giving our full attention to what we are doing, whether it's eating, walking, or even cleaning, we bring intention to each action. This practice of mindfulness allows us to find peace and satisfaction in the most ordinary moments. It transforms mundane tasks into sacred rituals, and in doing so, we become more connected to ourselves and the world around us. So, if you're feeling a sense of emptiness or confusion as the years pass, consider starting with small, intentional actions. It doesn't have to be grand or time-consuming, just one step at a time. Maybe it's a morning routine of making your bed and enjoying a quiet cup of coffee, or an evening ritual of reflecting on the day. Notice how these simple acts gradually create a sense of calm and purpose in your life. And remember, it's not about filling every moment with productivity. It's about finding peace in what is already there, in the present moment, through intention and mindfulness. 2. Keeping your body active and vital. The physical changes that come with aging are inevitable, but how we choose to respond to these changes can significantly impact our well-being. According to the Buddhist teachings on balance, our bodies, like our minds, require consistent, gentle care throughout our lives. Aging doesn't mean that we lose our vitality or that we should resign ourselves to a life of physical decline. It's an opportunity to adapt and discover new forms of self-care that work for our evolving bodies. I've witnessed this firsthand in my own family. My aunt, who is in her late 70s, had always been an active person, but she began to struggle with mobility as she grew older. Initially, she was hesitant to take walks because she feared she wouldn't be able to keep up and would tire quickly. It wasn't until she took the small step of walking just a few minutes each day that things began to shift. Those short walks became a foundation for her health and well-being. They weren't about trying to return to the same level of activity she had in her youth, but rather about finding manageable and meaningful ways to engage with her body. Slowly, she regained not only her physical strength but also her sense of independence and confidence. This story reflects a key aspect of Buddhist teachings on impermanence and adaptability. Just as everything in life is constantly changing, so too are our bodies, and part of embracing aging is recognizing that we can adapt. We don't need to maintain the same routines we had in our youth. We simply need to find new, thoughtful ways to stay active and connected to our bodies. The Buddha taught us that everything in life is impermanent, and change can be both beautiful and challenging. By embracing this principle, we can learn to approach the aging process with grace and open-mindedness, finding joy and vitality in whatever stage of life we're in. In my own life, I've found that even the smallest physical efforts can make a huge difference. Incorporating gentle stretches, taking a short walk, or doing light exercises each day can enhance both physical and mental well-being. These actions don't require intense effort, but they add up over time, improving mobility, energy, and mood. The Buddhist principle of balance is key here. We don't need to push ourselves to extremes but to approach self-care with thoughtfulness and consistency. Small efforts, done regularly, can yield great rewards. One of the most profound lessons from Buddhism is that life is not about perfection, but rather about being present and engaged in each moment. In terms of our physical well-being, this means being mindful of our body's needs and responding to them with kindness and care. It's not about pushing our bodies to the limits or comparing ourselves to others, but about honoring what we can do and being grateful for the small efforts we make each day. Aging, then, is not about accepting weakness or resignation. It's about recognizing that our bodies still have much to offer, and we are capable of finding new ways to move, engage, and live with vitality. Whether it's gentle stretching or simply walking around the block, every action, no matter how small, is a step toward greater health and well-being. By approaching our bodies with intention and respect, we can nurture both our physical and mental vitality as we grow older. 3. Cultivating emotional connections. One of the most profound elements of aging is the deep need for emotional connection. As we grow older, it's not uncommon to feel that the world is moving on without us. The phone calls become fewer, the visits more distant, and we may find ourselves isolated, both physically and emotionally. In these moments, loneliness can creep in, and we may begin to feel like we've faded into the background. But it's crucial to recognize that loneliness isn't just about being physically alone. More often than not, it stems from a disconnection not just from others, but from ourselves. Buddhism teaches us that we are inherently interdependent beings. Our sense of self is nurtured through our relationships with others, and our connections with the world around us form the foundation of who we are. Emotional connection is essential to maintaining our well-being, as it helps to counteract the feeling of disconnection and reinforces our sense of purpose. The Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of loving kindness, metta, and compassion, karuna, both of which are rooted in our interactions with others. These qualities foster emotional bonds and remind us that we are not alone, even in our later years. True emotional connection doesn't require grand gestures or constant social activity. It's found in the small, everyday moments. Whether it's a quick phone call to check in on an old friend, sharing a quiet afternoon with a neighbor, or offering a kind word to a stranger, these seemingly small acts of connection remind us that we are seen, heard, and valued. It's not always the big events or the extravagant acts of kindness that make the most difference, but the simple, consistent acts of being present for others that truly matter. I've experienced firsthand how powerful these moments of connection can be. One of my fondest memories is when I reached out to a friend I hadn't spoken to in years. A simple phone call turned into an afternoon of laughter and reflection, and that small exchange left both of us feeling lighter and more at peace. I realized that by offering my time and attention, I not only enriched her life but also felt more fulfilled and connected myself. Reaching out to others, even in small ways, fills a void in us, making us feel less alone in the world. Buddhism teaches us that the power of presence is immeasurable. Being present for others, whether it's through a phone call, a shared meal, or simply sitting together in silence, is a powerful act of connection. When we give our attention to someone, we offer them the gift of being truly seen and heard. This act of giving, of showing up for others, nurtures our own emotional health as well, creating a space where both individuals can experience a sense of belonging. In my life, I've found that reaching out to others has been a source of strength. It's easy to become caught up in our own feelings of loneliness, especially as we age, but by connecting with others, no matter how small the gesture, we can break the cycle of isolation. These moments create a web of support that not only enriches our own lives but also enriches the lives of those we connect with. The Buddhist teachings on compassion and loving kindness remind us that emotional connections are essential to our well-being. It's not about filling our days with social obligations or grand acts of charity, but about cultivating genuine, heartfelt connections in the everyday moments. So, whether it's a conversation with a neighbor, a quick check-in with a friend, or simply offering a smile, these small acts of presence help us feel connected, seen, and valued both by others and by ourselves. 4. Stimulating your mind and embracing curiosity. Aging is often associated with the idea of mental decline, but this perception doesn't have to define our experience as we grow older. In fact, the mind is an incredibly powerful tool that can remain sharp, vibrant, and inquisitive well into old age. The Buddha taught that our minds are constantly changing, evolving, and adapting, and just as we nourish our bodies, we must also nourish our minds. As we age, mental agility doesn't need to diminish, it can still grow and flourish provided we engage with it thoughtfully. Mental stimulation takes many forms, and it doesn't require complex or overwhelming efforts. It can be as simple as engaging with new ideas, challenging ourselves with puzzles, or taking up a new hobby that requires us to learn something unfamiliar. In my own life, I've found that keeping my mind curious and open has been one of the best ways to stay engaged with life. Whether it's reading a new book, learning a skill through an online course, or even exploring new areas of thought through conversation, curiosity fuels growth and helps keep our minds active and alert. The Buddha's teachings encourage us to never stop learning. He emphasized that wisdom comes from the process of questioning, exploring, and understanding. Aging doesn't mean the end of our intellectual journey, it simply offers new ways of experiencing it. Every day provides an opportunity to learn something new, to challenge ourselves in different ways, and to expand our minds. This process of learning doesn't need to be complex or daunting. In fact, it can be as simple as asking deeper questions about the world around us or engaging in reflective conversations with others. The small actions we take each day to engage our minds can have a profound impact on our overall well-being. In my own experience, I've found that even small efforts to stimulate my mind can bring about big results. For instance, I've started practicing mindfulness through meditation, which has allowed me to approach my thoughts with greater clarity and awareness. This practice encourages me to ask questions and reflect on my experiences in a way that fosters continuous learning. Engaging with the world around me through curiosity and an open mind has enriched my life, providing me with a deeper understanding of both myself and the world. Additionally, hobbies such as puzzles, writing, or even learning a new language are excellent ways to keep the mind sharp. These activities don't have to be complex or time-consuming, they simply require a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones and explore new ideas. The key is to remain curious and open, always looking for ways to challenge ourselves and expand our thinking. The Buddha often spoke about the impermanence of life, and mental stimulation is a beautiful way to embrace this change by continuously adapting, learning, and growing. The smallest steps we take to engage our minds can have a profound effect on our overall mental and emotional well-being. Every new book we read, every new skill we learn, and every thoughtful question we ask strengthens our cognitive resilience and keeps us connected to the present moment. By embracing curiosity and constantly nourishing our minds, we are not only enhancing our mental vitality but also ensuring that we remain vibrant and engaged with the world around us for years to come. 5. Nurturing self-worth and dignity. As we age, there may be moments when we feel invisible. The physical changes that come with getting older, such as changes in our appearance or the slowing down of our bodies, can sometimes lead us to feel inadequate. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that our value is determined by our physical abilities or the expectations of others. However, the Buddha teaches us that true self-worth is not defined by physical strength or societal expectations. It comes from within, rooted in our intrinsic qualities such as wisdom, compassion, and dignity. I was reminded of this truth during a visit to a nursing home, where I had the privilege of speaking with a resident who had lived there for several years. She shared with me her struggles with feeling like she no longer had value. She spoke of how, as her physical abilities had declined, she felt she had lost her place in the world. Yet, as we spoke more, it became clear that her worth wasn't defined by her physical limitations. In fact, it was found in the wisdom she shared, the stories she told, and the deep love she still had for the people around her. Despite her physical frailty, her spirit remained strong, and her impact on others was still significant. This interaction reinforced a fundamental Buddhist principle, that aging is not something to fear or resent, but an opportunity to embrace and honor our inner qualities. The Buddha teaches that as we age, we have the opportunity to let our wisdom, compassion, and dignity shine through. These qualities only deepen with age, providing us with an opportunity to cultivate greater understanding and connection with others. Aging doesn't diminish our value, it allows us to become more attuned to our intrinsic worth, helping us to live in greater alignment with who we truly are. It's important to recognize that self-worth doesn't come from external validation from how others see us, or how much we can physically do. It comes from recognizing the strength we carry within, the resilience that has allowed us to navigate the challenges of life, and the love we continue to offer to those around us. As we age, we are often able to reflect more deeply on our lives, understanding the significance of the lessons we have learned, the relationships we have nurtured, and the wisdom we have accumulated. In my own life, I've found that embracing this inner value has been empowering. When I've felt the weight of aging or the limitations of my body, I've tried to refocus on the intangible gifts I can offer. Whether it's sharing a meaningful conversation, offering emotional support, or simply being present for someone else, I've realized that my true worth lies not in what I can do physically, but in the love, wisdom, and compassion I can share with others. The Buddha reminds us that our dignity and self-worth are not tied to what we can do, but to who we are. As we grow older, we may find that we have fewer physical capabilities, but we have a wealth of experience and insight to offer. Our dignity is not lost with age, it deepens. Each wrinkle, each scar, each gray hair is a testament to the life we have lived, the challenges we have overcome, and the love we have shared. So, when we feel invisible or insignificant, it's essential to remember that our worth is not measured by our physical abilities. It is found in the wisdom we've gained, the kindness we show, and the dignity with which we live. As we age, it is our inner qualities, wisdom, compassion, and dignity that continue to shine the brightest, and these are the qualities that truly define our worth. 6. Feeling needed and connected. Perhaps one of the most important aspects of aging is the deep need to feel needed. As we grow older, the roles we once held, parent, provider, caretaker, may begin to fade, leaving us questioning our place in the world. Do I still matter? Am I still important? These questions can arise, and the fear of becoming irrelevant can begin to creep in. The need to feel needed is profoundly human, and it's essential for our sense of belonging and purpose. When we feel that we have something to contribute, it affirms our value and reinforces our connection to the world around us. The Buddha often spoke of interdependence, the understanding that all beings are connected. We are not isolated entities, but part of a larger, interconnected web of life. Our lives are enriched when we contribute to others, regardless of how small the gesture may seem. The Buddha taught that by offering our presence, our kindness, and our wisdom, we not only help others but also strengthen our own sense of purpose. This concept of mutual benefit, where we help others not out of obligation but as a way to nourish our own spirits, is an essential part of the Buddhist philosophy of compassionate living. In my own life, I've witnessed firsthand how even small acts of kindness can make us feel valued and necessary. I remember a time when I helped a neighbor carry her groceries inside. It was a small act, but the gratitude in her eyes and the warmth of her smile made me realize how much even a brief moment of connection can mean. Similarly, offering a listening ear to a friend, or simply sharing a meal with someone, can make us feel needed and appreciated. These gestures, although simple, foster emotional bonds and remind us that we are still connected to others in meaningful ways. Being needed doesn't require grand gestures or extraordinary acts. Often, it's about showing up and being present for the people around us, offering what we can, even if it's just a simple conversation. As we age, it's important to recognize that our contributions may look different from the past, but they are still deeply valuable. We may no longer be running businesses or raising children, but we can still share our wisdom, offer emotional support, or simply be there for someone in need. These contributions, while quieter, can be just as impactful, if not more so. The Buddha emphasized that true fulfillment comes not from accumulating accolades or achievements, but from cultivating a spirit of compassionate presence. By simply being there for others, whether through a kind word, a gentle touch, or a listening ear, we fulfill our deepest human need, the need to feel that we matter, that we have a place in the world, and that our presence is meaningful. These small acts of kindness don't diminish with age, they become more precious. They remind us that even as the roles we once played shift or fade, our ability to contribute to others never does. So, when we feel that our sense of purpose is slipping away, it's crucial to remember that we are needed. It may not be in the same way as before, but we are still valuable to those around us. Whether it's offering a piece of advice, a moment of support, or simply being a comforting presence in someone's life, these acts are what truly nourish us and those we connect with. We are part of an ever-growing, ever-changing network of relationships, and the smallest contributions still matter. By embracing this, we can continue to feel connected and deeply needed throughout the course of our lives. So, we've explored how to maintain our sense of value and purpose as we age. I hope these insights help you rethink how you approach the later stages of life and inspire you to continue feeling connected and needed in your daily life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends so we can spread these valuable ideas. And please leave your thoughts and feedback in the comments. Your input is important to us as we continue to improve and grow. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned to Stillness Unfolded for more inspiring and insightful content. Wishing you a fulfilling and meaningful journey in embracing your value and living life to the fullest.